at this point, we'll open up to some questions. Like I said, don't be afraid, even though we're in a room full of people, don't be afraid something to ask that's going on with your life, or if you have questions, training, supplementation, personal, whatever you guys want to do, I am fair game for it. Who's first? Let's go.
All right, you said that you were your own science project.
Yeah.
Was there a shot or a cycle that didn't go too good?
Or was yeah, fuck yeah. He asked if there was, being your own science experiment, if there was ever things that went wrong. Paraphrasing pretty well? Yeah, a lot. Because being a pro bodybuilder, you're going to push the envelope. I always tell people in that video, Steroids, Drugs, and Life, get the most you can out of the least. So you should get the most out of the least. But then all of a sudden, like you want to be a pro, you want to be Ronnie fucking Coleman, you want to get 250, 260, 270 pounds. I don't think a little bit's going to get there. You see Big Ramy now. Who has seen Big Ramy in person? Probably one of the craziest people you ever see in person. He's literally a walking fucking refrigerator with the doors open. But at that point, now, you hear me, I don't condone the use, and you'll hear me talk down a little bit about it, but don't look at me as a hypocrite, but understand that all these people have a place in life. This is an entertainment business. Bodybuilding is not a fucking sport. It takes no talent, just takes will, determination, and pretty good genetics. So at that point, this is what they chose to do. And they also have put their life and soul into it. And that's what I appreciate, because I wanted to do it at one point as well. And but as for things going wrong, yeah, things are going to go wrong. They did. Me with competing, one of the reasons that it's tough for me to compete was like when I would become dehydrated and take my diuretics, my kidneys were the ones where I had problems. And those are kind of important. So that's the conscious, that's like what I have in the back of my head when I, especially with competition. And I just, now that I'm older, I didn't handle things the best when I was younger, but if I don't recognize that, I won't grow. And that's what I tell a lot of younger guys to watch for whenever I talk to them, be like, pay attention for these things. Watch your kidneys, pay attention to your liver enzymes, your heart is obviously, important, and all those things, and make sure you understand side effects of what can occur.
Did you inject anywhere that, adventurous?
Nah, pretty basic.
Yeah.
Pretty basic, shoulders, legs, butt, lats, arms, real basic. Yeah. Who's next?
How long did it take you to bounce back, get your mood right after you were broken? Or was it just a real gradual thing, over time?
You mean after all the great stuff that was going on? Yeah. It took a minute. Yeah. It took a minute. I had Bob, going through things that are really intense in life. There's, like Joe was saying, there's no real roadmap. Nobody knows exactly what to say or what to do in a situation. All they can do is encourage you to become better and, stick to your guns, do the right thing. When I was going through that, I didn't do any drugs, didn't drink. I stayed away from everything, not even a beer or two, for about 6 months. And it was because I knew that I couldn't do that because I had 2 kids that relied on me to be the best person I could be. So at that point, that was like where I was like, ooh. And bouncing back, bro, I'm still not 100% back in the sense that this is something that you all should understand. There are a lot of good people in the world. But anybody that doesn't believe there are bad fucking people in the world, you are fucking lying to yourself. There are bad people in the world. They do exist. They want to drag you down and put you fucking down as far as you can go so that you don't feel good. Those people do exist. Don't think they don't. Sometimes those people are in your life and you pretend that they're not bad. It's crazy, it's scary, and it will fuck with your head. But I mean, I'm in a really good spot now. I have a beautiful person at home, Hannah. We're engaged to be married. I don't know when, we got a lot of stuff going on. But that person came into our lives and changed our life. She looks after 2 young girls that aren't her own. Somebody that's a step parent or anything like that needs to understand that you are incredible. It's very tough to do. But I met someone incredible, even though I was in a really bad spot. I met someone that can achieve things that I don't even know if I personally could. So, it took me a minute, a while. But you gotta make sure you just bring yourself out little by little. And it took me a while also to become vulnerable again and be able to like fucking open up a little bit. Just have a conversation. I really didn't like women for a while. Didn't like dudes either, but but it was one of those things I was like, I think I need to just stay away for a minute. But yeah, no. And that's good. That's how you find yourself too. You really find yourself in what you're looking for, what you want to find. Because if you just jump from relationship to relationship, you kind of don't know how to be comfortable just with yourself or by yourself. I found out what I liked, found out really what made me happy, and then I need to find someone that I can share that with. Not like kind of share it with, but like really fucking share my life with. And that person just happened to somehow pop up at the most unexpected fucking time, and I was like, no. And then I was like, okay. I was like, ooh, this is awesome. So it worked out, and I'm very fortunate for it, but it wasn't something that just was very easy to do. Yeah. What else do we got? All right, no, you're good.
Have you competed in anything else apart from bodybuilding?
Say that again?
Have you competed in anything else apart from bodybuilding?
No, bodybuilding was it for me. I love it. I said like I left the industry, and it's a little bit of a shit industry at times, just like anything, but I love this industry. I fucking love it. I mean, look at this. This room's packed with people, man. I get to meet everybody here from a completely different country that have the same values as me. Pretty awesome. So I mean, I don't never competed in anything else really. I played t-ball and stuff, but this, no, as an adult, bodybuilding. I was drawn to this sport because of my personality being, in bodybuilding there's no fucking rules. They're just like, I want you to go on stage and look as crazy as possible. I don't care what you do. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna come do that. But at the same time, they don't want you to talk about it. I was like, I don't like that. But I love this. So that's why I just got to the point where I'm able to do this, and I'm fortunate, and I love it. That's it, fuck it. It's awesome. But no, go ahead.
Obviously you didn't have social media back when you first started.
Yeah.
How did you find that you learned to train your ways? Like obviously you had coaches and whatnot, but when I watch your videos, obviously you're very knowledgeable in sort of your training method.
Yeah.
Is that from coaches that you kind of like picked bits, or is that just learned?
So I love food. Okay, we'll start with that. I hate dieting, but I fucking love training. I love it. Like I mean, I will fucking lift weights as much as possible forever. I won't ever stop. I love cardio. Why? I don't know. I think it's because I'm able to eat my snacks. Like that's how I justified it all. But training has just been my passion since day one. So I never read like a real book front to back. Only magazines, bodybuilding books, like Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. Like that's the book I read front to back like 300 times. So there was no social media. So I just would like, in that book, it would tell me like, okay, like with what a hammer curl, it would show you how to properly do a hammer curl. And then it told me what a hammer curl does. It elongates the bicep and thickens it. It has no peaking form to it. Okay, so it doesn't peak a bicep, but it's the best exercise for making a bicep thicker and a little bit longer. Well, I need that. Okay, so I'm going to do hammer curls. And then it would also talk about alternating dumbbell curls and preacher curls and their reason for being there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to build a workout with these exercises in it. And I'm going to see what happens. And the thing that sucks is like it didn't happen like overnight or after one workout. It took a long time. So from like, I mean, my mom thought I was a little fucking crazy. I always had a notebook when I was young. Like when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, I had a notebook with me everywhere. When I moved out, all my notebooks were in these boxes in the basement that I put them all in. Oh, I had fucking like 3 boxes that were just filled with notebooks. And my mom found them and she's like, she called me up and she's like, hey, I found your notebooks. I'm like, oh, nice. She's like, they're a little scary. I'm like, why is that, Mom? And she's like, you have notes from 2001. I'm like, oh yeah. And she's like, you dated everything. She went through all 3 boxes and was like, you're a little fucking crazy, dude. The thing was, it was my experiment. And like I said, I didn't want to treat it like a C- student. I wanted to treat it like an A+ student because I needed to understand. So if I wanted to become this person that I am today, I had to do everything incredibly well. So I did. And that's how, like with training, like I was like, okay, how can I make things more intense? How can I make them harder? I want to make them harder because if they're harder, that means not as much people do them. Like if people don't want to do that, that means that if I do it, I'll become better. So I mean, I looked at that that's how I looked at everything. Like who wants to start a workout with 10 sets of 10 on leg day of squats? Nobody. Fuck it, let's do it. Then we're gonna do leg presses, then we're gonna do hack squats, and then we're gonna do stiff-legged deadlifts. I'll be there for like 3 hours. Well, if I do that, maybe that is what will help me become better than everyone else. I mean, that was my mentality in every single thing I did. So, Hani Rambod and I, and we met in 2009, and like when we met, he just saw me, which was this young, naive kid that was just a crazy work ethic. And like we worked because I loved volume training, like Jay Cutler volume training. Bro, I also had like everybody's DVD. I don't know if those don't exist anymore, but I had fucking stacks of DVDs. I had Blood and Guts on VHS. Like I was into bodybuilding. That's how I spent my money. I was just watch them train and then like write down their workouts. Then I'd go do their workouts. It'd like show up on the screen for like fucking, for 10 seconds in a video. So I'd pause the video and then write down their workout and then go do it. I was a student of training. I loved it. I loved training. So that's how, and then when I met Hani, our mindsets like met up. He has his FST7 training, which is fascia stretch training, which is volume based. And I like that type of training. So we just fucking like, we didn't have sex, but it was like mind sex. So that's, but yeah, and then it just became like, he would just over and over say, why don't you do this, do this. And we learned a lot about each other and it was pretty incredible. So that's where it all stemmed from, but training wise, bro, I love it. That's why I put out these videos for everybody to watch so that like you guys can like, your day and you're like, oh man, new Seth video showed up. Fuck, is it crazy? This is great, let's go do it. Because it switches up your day-to-day monotonous workouts. And that's why a lot of guys put those out there as well, so that it switches up your workouts so you can get something out of it. Yeah, all right, next, let's go. Go ahead.
Have you ever had to deal with any insecurities or problems relating to things you can't change about yourself, like genetics or permanent injuries?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You kind of, it's that thing that it fucks with your head. It lets that, it'll make you doubt yourself. It'll make you think that you can't do something because I'm 5'6". I'm white, I'm 5'6". I am not playing basketball and I'm not gonna be in pornos. So, those are things I can't change. Am I gonna cry about it and like not do it? No, man, I'm not. I'm gonna work to my strengths. So that way I make sure that anything that I do have control of, I'm going to take it to my fullest potential. And I'm not gonna hold back with it, and I'm not gonna let those things get me down. Because God made me this way. This is what he gave me. I'm gonna work with it, I'm gonna appreciate it, I'm gonna make sure that I become the best person I can be possible. And along the way, I'm still gonna doubt myself, but that doubt can fucking eat you alive. It'll make you feel like this big. It'll hurt you and it'll fuck with you, but that's where you're like, you gotta kick it out of your head and just work your way out and understand that you are good. You do have something to offer. You are capable of these crazy things that you dream and think about. You just gotta put in the work. And that's that thing, like I don't got problems, I just got work. Let's fucking start it. That's it. All right, next. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any advice for anyone that wants to compete?
Yeah, fucking go do it. Go do it, man. You're gonna learn more about yourself than you ever imagined because it's gonna be really fucking hard. It's gonna be really difficult. Competing is hard. Competing at a high level is even harder. because once you start to, once you do well competing, now you're expected to get even better. Like, man, how the fuck am I going to get any better? I just looked really good. Got to do it. But the thing is, it's going to challenge you. It's going to get you out of your comfort zone. You're going to learn a whole lot about yourself, and you might find along the way that you got the competing out of it, but you also might get other things in life out of it as well. And for me, like I was telling Joe on the podcast, Joe and Neve, I learned more when I lost. I just didn't know it at the time. I didn't learn a whole lot when I won. I thought I did, but I didn't. That's kind of like a cliche thing to say, and you hear on fucking Instagram and seeing the memes, but no, it's the real deal. If I would never have lost, I wouldn't know, I wouldn't be here. Because it sucks, but it's really good because that means you can grow. That's it, yeah. But do it. Enjoy it. Learn something. Feel it all. Get into it. What else we got? Go ahead.
Do you have any routines or habits that you do every day that you just have to do? You're one of those people that has to do something every day just to get in the right mindset?
Oh yeah, I got a lot. I'm like most bodybuilders, I'm a creature of habit. Some are like fat kid habits. Some are things that like make me feel good inside. But those are the things that make us tick. Like for me, I start the day about 4 days a week, 4+ days a week. I like cardio in the morning. I like to do my cardio in the morning because it's my time alone. So I have the kids, I have the companies, I have all these things. But if I don't have like a time for me to like think and appreciate and like kind of like soak in and prepare myself for what I have to do, ooh, I might set myself up for some failure, you know, like set myself up for a bad day. Coffee is my next. So at my house, I make the coffee. Hannah and I both love it. And me not competing or going after a goal, like I like to have cream and sugar in my coffee. So like those are things that like I like my coffee the way I like it. And therefore, like I start my day with cardio. I have my coffee. I make Hannah's cup of coffee for her. She comes out. She has her coffee. We get the kids ready for breakfast. We get them ready for school. Pack their lunches. Everything's ready, and then we take them to what school, daycare, whatever they have to do. Like those things are what make me feel very comfortable because it knows that I did what I had to do for myself. Everything's good with my fiance. My kids have a lunch packed for school. Now I can go do what I have to do at work. I've already had my daily conversation with Bob. We're going to go meet at the warehouse with all the guys. And then from there, we can take our meetings and do everything that we have to. But those are things that like my morning, I'm definitely a morning person. And it's kind of a bad thing because if it goes south, I might get all anxious. But at the same time, I have to remember, it's okay, nobody's dying. We're good. But yeah, my morning is very important. Yeah. Go ahead.
You said something earlier about your cardio and your snacks. And I'm a big cardio fan myself, and I love to fucking train. And people go, bro, why do you do cardio? And I kind of felt something there when you was like, I do my cardio because I love my snacks.
Yeah.
Can you please touch on that?
Okay. So I grew a conscience. Hey, Mike.
Hey, we can start.
You made it. Good job. He's a part owner of Axe and Sledge. He lost his passport and fucked everything up this week. He doesn't lose orders though. No orders, just his own passport. But so the cardio and snacks thing, like I am a fat kid at heart, but like I was saying, I grew a conscience. So that's one of the reasons that like competing, like nobody asked the question yet. Like I love bodybuilding. Will I compete again? I don't know because this trip has opened my eyes up a whole lot that I got a lot to offer in this industry to be able to travel the world and do some really incredible things. So I grew a conscience. I got a really great life. I have a lot of opportunity that sits in front of me. I like my heart. I like to eat. I've been a big dude and abused my body. So I do my cardio every day and it sets the tone, but like if I don't do my cardio, I will get a little thicker. And I like to eat, so if I wake up and I can't see my dick one day because I'm too fat, I'm not good. So I do the cardio so that my heart works. I stay leaner, I'm able to eat the snacks, and I feel good about myself. So that's, I mean, like snack-wise, I'm a salty guy. I like chips. Doritos are my favorite, which is wild. You guys got crazy flavors here. They're all fucked up. Like it was, what is it? Like they call nacho cheese here Cheese Supreme, and then nacho cheese, but they're in a red bag, and then nacho cheese is in a yellow bag. I don't know. Like they got Dorito crackers here too. It was wild. So needless to say, we ate a lot of snacks here as well. But no, it's, and I don't go crazy with snacks. I don't like eat a whole bag of chips. It's like I just want to make sure that like I enjoy them. I have a handful. Like ice cream. Ice cream would wreck my stomach, but I still eat it. I eat like 25 lactates before I do, but the way my stomach feels okay. Pizza. I'm big on pizza. Yeah, that's it. I like burgers too. Big burger guy. I'm fucking everything. I'll eat anything. Don't care. But no, it's and that's another thing. Like being able to travel to this country, I don't really have like I don't want to be on a diet. I want to eat whatever I want. I ate kangaroo. Did a good job with that. It was good. I liked it. But what else do we got? Go ahead.
You had some hormone issues when you crashed. What was the biggest thing you learned from PCTs and hormone sort of thing?
Oh man, if you're not regulated, you'll be a woman on her period forever. And it's really bad. I was worse than a woman on her period. It's because like I wasn't watching after myself. Like all of a sudden, you know, I'd take my testosterone, it'd go up and I'd feel good, and then like I'd get busy and I wouldn't take it for like 12 days. And then by that time I was turning into a moody bitch, and then I'd be like, okay, back up, and then I wasn't regulated. I don't know, at that point I really wasn't thinking clearly as well. And it's not so much that like, the most important thing is your mental stability. Because if you're not mentally sound, then everybody else in your life is going to have problems as well. You need to make sure you're right here. So there's an HRT clinic that I work with back home. You know, get your blood work done, get looked at, make sure you're good. For me, you know, my heart, like I was telling him, make sure my heart worked. Kidney and liver is very important. Intestines are really important, you know, because, you know, kidney and liver, they're your filtration system. If they're done, man, you're done. So I keep an eye on all that. And then just choosing, I make better life choices. I talk about the snacks. You know, I eat them, but I don't overeat them. You know, most of the time it's just chicken, rice, veggies, fruit, you know, cheat meals here and there, nothing too crazy or out of control. I just keep everything there, but from a hormone standpoint, regulation is vital. Making sure that you're on a nice, even playing field with your testosterone, whatever it may be. Like for me, like with my HRT clinic, it's like we can't go crazy high. You know, I do, but then after I'm done, I'm like, okay, time to go get looked at, see how bad I harm myself and what my next goals are. Because I won't be, you know, 240, 250 pounds my whole life. You know, my fiance's young and wants another kid, and I'm not going to be 260 laying on the ground rolling around. I'll be breathing heavy and fucking won't be able to move. Got to get more functional, but those are, yeah. Just got to make sure you keep an eye on everything. Your estrogen levels, testosterone are your two first biggest, obviously, and go from there. But got to monitor by a doctor is always helpful. What else we got?
Are you thinking of competing again anytime soon?
No. I won't say never, dude. I won't say that. I mean, the thing is like, so as a competitor, there's a certain ferocity that they have. I mean, they're going to go to the fucking end for it. They're going to put everything into it. So whenever I look at it, who would I be competing with? As a 212, I mean, could I do it, and could I possibly do well at the Olympia 212? Mm-hmm. I know I could. But the guys that are competing at that are me 10 years ago. I could probably do it and do it well, but my heart wouldn't be into it 100%. And if you think you're going to compete in the IFBB against the best in the world and half-ass it and do well, you are fucking dead wrong. I love this sport. I took a lot of that fucking ferocity, that intensity, that passion, and put it into my businesses. Like, doing this is what I love to do now. Like, do I still love to train and be crazy and all that? Yep, for sure. I love it. You're always gonna see me. I'll probably be training like this when I'm 60 years old. If I'm still around, fuck yeah, I love it. It's intense. But from the standpoint of that, no, it'll be more or less, could never compete at that level simply because I'm not willing to do the things they're willing to do. I've got a lot of really great things going on. But I won't say never, because every now and then I get like the fucking chip in the ass. I'm like, oh man, it'd be really fun to do it again. But I gotta just make sure I keep my priorities in line with what I want to do with life and do that. Yeah. What else?
What do you like with days off at the, like days off from the gym? Like, do you ever feel like really awful just having one day off?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I don't, and the fucking world's not gonna end. You know, like when I was younger, holy shit. I didn't know, you could have told, if I didn't train that day, I'd have been like, yeah, it's over. It's done. Now I'm like, okay, I didn't get around to it. What am I gonna do? I mean, fortunately, I go to a 24-hour gym and I have a great home life now, and I have a piece of cardio equipment in my home. So if I need to do something, I'll just do cardio at midnight, fuck it. You know, or I'll just go to the gym at midnight because the kids are asleep and there's someone there that can take care of, and I can just go. You know, it's just work. I'm not afraid to do it. I just, you know, oh, I lost sleep. Fuck it. Okay. I do what makes me feel comfortable at that time, but I also know the world's not going to end. One cheat meal is not going to make me fat, and one salad is not going to make me skinny. I'm going to have to do 300 cardio sessions. I'm going to have to eat chicken and rice 20 fucking times a day forever and all that. So it's a mindset. But I don't look at things to get me down. I won't, just not even a possibility. What else? Who's next? Come on. What's up? Go.
In one of your videos, Seth, you talk about how you used to train at like 1:30 a.m. and you basically didn't get much sleep at all. Just wondering, how did you find that you recovered with lack of sleep? Did you find that it hindered your progress? I ask you somebody that gets pretty poor sleep. So.
It can. I'd say stress is like the #1 killer of everything. I got my sleep on the weekends. You know, I'd sleep 2-3 hours a night, 4 hours a night here and there, and everything just worked. It was one of those things that I just continued to do, and I was like, okay, it's just what I'm doing. Would I go delirious some days? Yeah. Would I take a nap like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon if I could? Oh yeah. But I'd sleep on the weekends and when I could, and that was it. It's everything worked out. Did I have to eat a little bit more at times? Yeah. Would I take a day off the gym more often? That's really whenever I started to find that 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off thing really started to work. I'd take 2 days off in a row if I needed to, and rather than go to the gym, I'd sleep or just take rest or do things that were calm instead of so intense. Yeah. What do we got? Good.
With your companies, what do you think is going to separate you guys from everyone else in the market going forward towards the future? Because obviously clothes are clothes, and you know, every sup you just kind of do what everyone else is doing.
Everything I said in the seminar earlier, bro. Bro, there's shitbags in the world. Understand that. There's shitbags. Bro, I got 2 kids and 2 parents that I want to make proud. And now I have 2 kids that I want them to look at me and know that I don't lie, cheat, or steal. I ain't gonna fucking do it. So if I'm a shitbag and I say that I make a product that I undercut to make more money and I fuck you over, and then it comes out and I'm in the news for it, how's that look to my kids? How's that look to my family, my parents? I got 3 business partners. Mike has 3 kids. Pat has 3 kids. One of his sons is our lead sales guy. Bro, we have something to uphold. Bro, I like making money. I love it, just like everybody else does. But I will not do it dishonestly. I say that with full confidence because I'm doing it. My products, you know, there's a ton of fucking products in here. When it comes to Axe and Sledge, we set the tone this past year. A lot of people started copying us. Why? Why didn't you guys do it before, motherfuckers? You didn't have the balls? You didn't want to spend the fucking money? You didn't want to do it. I did. That's what separates it. Nobody put 5 patented ingredients into a product because it costs a lot of fucking money. They don't have a team like I have that's willing to work and hustle and grind like we do. So now you start seeing people come out with a lot of patented ingredients in the products. Starting to see it, huh? I don't think I'm a fucking idiot. We also had to call those people that manufacture those patented products and ask if we can put the logo on the front of our can. We work with them every day. We talk with them regularly. So we put them on the front of the can because they busted their ass to make a top-end product that not everybody uses because it's expensive. I want to publicize them because they do a good job. They got good shit. So I'm going to put it on the front. Now you see people doing it. I'm setting the fucking tone. Don't think I'm not watching everything. I am very decisive in every action I make and everything that we have. We have a fucking carb powder with 3 patented ingredients. Nobody has a carb powder with patented ingredients like that. Why? It's expensive. But they just, I don't know, they didn't do it. I'm willing to. I'll grind the fuck out of it. Because it's just work, remember, it's just work. It's not a problem, it's just work. And when you have people like we have, it's just work. Do the work, shut the fuck up. You'll be good. So everything that we have going forward with every single product that we do, that's how we look at it. We don't take things lightly. Like, I'm cool and I'm fun and I like all my stuff, but you also all just realize I'm very intense. I want to make sure that when I leave this earth, people get something out of it. They get the fact that, like, they pulled the good shit from me. Like, I don't care if I have a fucking Lambo. They're really cool. Might have one day, probably not, but I don't find that to be something that I'm chasing. I like materialistic things. I have a nice truck. But I want good shit. I want you to feel it. I want you to see it. And bro, if my products, you don't take them and you're like, I just didn't like it. Bro, great, I don't care. That's good. You tried it. Thank you, I appreciate it. Now go find something that you like so you can become better. Go find something that makes you fucking go into the gym and go, man, do I fucking feel good. But that's also why I want to create such a great product so that a lot of people would be able to feel it and feel something different, or a lot of people take it. So I'm going to put it that way. And I mean, that's like, and that's why we hold ourselves to those standards. Will every day. And if I ever start to like kind of deviate away, I got 3 people that I know will be like, hey, dickhead, I'm back to reality, and we'll do that with each other. Always holding each other to a higher standard because we're doing something much bigger than any one of us individually. Another one. Hey, bud.
Just before we get to that question, Tim, who has a question that they'd like to ask Seth? Just pop your hand up real quick. If you've got anything you've been holding back that you're like, oh, if I don't ask him, I'm going to regret not asking. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect.
Why is fuel pump your favorite?
Why is fuel pump my favorite?
Just the ingredients?
So it's a pump pre-workout. Okay, so that's my shit. I'm not big on stims. Okay, I'm not big on stims because I used to tweak myself the fuck out. And then whenever I was training late at night, and then I didn't want to stay up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because I had to wake up. Like I was like, Hani Rambod had his product, EVP. Like, so that's what in 2009, he came out with that product. It was pump pre-workout. But within that pre-workout, like, bro, I was taking like 3 scoops pre and then like 1 scoop during to keep the pump and the blood flowing. So I saw a hole. I didn't know anything about manufacturing or ingredients at the time. I just knew that it was a great product and I really liked it and I got a pump because I love volume training. So whenever I go to create my own, I'm like, and at that time, you know, I advanced, I read up about ingredients, read up about everything, and wondered why people didn't use patented ingredients. And I realized when I look at the prices, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's a big difference. So with fuel pump and hydraulic, that's, you know, fuel pump is becoming hydraulic because I had to change the name. I'll get to that in a minute. But the reason I liked it was because I wanted to create a pre-workout, a pump pre-workout that you actually felt like you took a pre-workout and like needed to train. You know when you take a stim pre-workout and you're like, huh, if I don't do something, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. I gotta do something. So I wanted to create that feeling within a pump pre-workout so that like you got that feeling but weren't tweaked out and could go home and go to sleep. And there was no crash, okay? And then I also wanted to make sure in that pre-workout, you were able to sustain a pump. You didn't lose your pump like 30 minutes in. So that's why we have all those ingredients like nitrosogen. Nitrosogen is a very expensive, very expensive ingredient, but it's supposed to help elongate the pump. So like, let's put it in there. But at what dose? So you got to make sure that with everything, whenever you're designing a product, like, bro, we put a lot of time into it because like, we're like, okay, we need samples of this, need samples of this, let's do this, let's take this out, let's add this in. It's a little bit of a pain in the dick. But if you want to make a good product, that's what you have to go through. And that's why we use the patent ingredients, because with the ingredients that we use, it's like no higher quality. So that's why that's why it is the way it is. And it's by far my favorite. That is my baby. That's my favorite pre-workout on the market, period. Yeah. All right. How many people are on the team? So, me, Bob, Mike, Pat, and no, you're not in it anymore. Mike, Bob, Pat, and myself are the owners of Axe and Sledge. Then we have, we have Angie. She's like the assistant to Mike and Pat, kind of Bob. And then we have Zach is our lead sales guy. We have Chico, who's the weather man. He does that on Axe and Sledge. He's our customer service guy. Then we have Ethan, Allie, Darcel, Shane. Oh, Shane, where's he at? I didn't see. There you are. Shane's there. Jay. Then we have some part-time people that come in and help with orders. My sister comes in. She packs orders with Darcel. So I mean, I guess we'll have anywhere between 11 and 14 people. So what we also do is we also have a little bit of slave labor. The young kids of the town, they come in and we make them do things in the warehouse. As a joke, I don't. They come in, so our thing is like, Mike and Pat, they live in a neighborhood where there's 15, 16-year-old kids that they want to make some extra money. So we bring them to the warehouse and break them in. We give them the broom, they sweep the warehouse, they help pack orders, they empty all the trash cans. We make sure that they understand the value of hard work. So we want to make sure that we continue to do those things. But yeah, there's anywhere between 11 to 14 people. Yeah, and we're growing. We need more help. But as you guys know, it's hard to find good help. People that you want to bring around into something that you consider to be like your passion. Yeah. Who's next? You?
Do you use anything else apart from your products?
No. No, yes. So Mike and Pat also own American Made Nutrition. That's their supplement company that they started like 3.5 years ago, roughly the same time Bob and I started All American Roughneck. They have a daily cleanse product. What do we call them? Ghost shits? You take a ghost shit, no wiper. It's a good, it's a great product. It's good for, like, I'm big on intestinal health. So it has milk thistle in there, good for the kidney, the liver, all those, and then it's good just to help move everything through. They make a good multivitamin. But other than that, our goal with Axe and Sledge going forward is to be a full lineup of products, every single angle. It's just a matter of taking the time to make sure we do them right, because we're not going to put out shit and just put something out to put it out. Right now, we're working on a fat burn powder, sleep aid, fat burn powder, a glucose disposal agent, like an insulin mimicker, extreme fat burner, new flavors of everything, obviously. So we're pushing for it all. We will have a full lineup, over time. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
When you were like 16, 17, starting at the gym, did you run into any like walls or anything that kind of stopped you a bit and slowed you down? Oh yeah. I mean, life. You're a young kid. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's like, my big thing was I knew I loved training. I just loved it. Like, my old man was very supportive of me.
I played football and wrestled for 2 years in high school. I was pretty good at it, but it just didn't make me feel as good as whenever I went to the gym. He took me to a gym where he knew the guys that owned the gym. They were the ones that really taught me how to lift weights and get me going. And when he took me there, he's like, I remember the first day you walked into that gym I took you. He's like, I knew I lost you. He's like, you were just fucking in awe. Because it was an awesome hardcore gym. They had deadlift platforms, they had squat racks. I was like, I'd never seen these things before. But as a young kid, yeah, I mean, you run into things, doubt yourself, or be like, oh, I want to go do this instead of this, and not lift weights and all that, or people told me I was dumb and it was stupid, but I loved it. I loved it, and that's all I was going to do. I wasn't going to stop or let anybody kind of change my mind. It was going to be it. Yeah. Ever since I was young, I loved lifting weights. It never changed. I don't think it will ever either.
All right, guys, that concludes the Q&A part of tonight's seminar, and I think a round of applause for Seth. All right, so as I mentioned before, Seth came out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hang around for a little bit. If you want to get a photo with Seth, now is your chance to do it. Of course, if you're coming to the workout, you can get a photo after the workout when he's got a pump on, because, you know, he's
I'm much bigger when I have a pump.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at.
I'm a grower, not a shower.
We do have some grinds that you guys are more than welcome to try just in the room that you entered when you came through the showroom in 3 flavors. Unicorn's blood is definitely the best.
Number 1.
Yep, so make sure you guys try that. And as I mentioned, guys, you know, these guys have come out to literally the other side of the world from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So make sure that you support them through supporting their supplement brand, Axe and Sledge. Pick up 2 products. Get a pretty cool exclusive piece of All-American Roughneck. So there's some All-Australian Roughneck in there as well.
It's new, yeah.
Just
brand
like this
new.
one.
We just did it for you guys. Yeah?
Get a exclusive piece of this apparel, and then if you do that, you're more than welcome to come to the workout at the HIIT Center as well. Crush a workout with us. See how this guy trains like an animal, like he's mentioned to you guys a bunch of times tonight. Apart from that, thank you all for coming out. We appreciate your time. We hope that you've enjoyed the seminar, the Q&A. We know you're going to enjoy the workout if you come out to that as well. And thank you guys. Have a good night.
Fucking A. Good stuff.
You got to
That's great.